Hello again, welcome back everybody to the very next episode of SparkleDart. It's been a little while since the last time I uploaded. I think that's because I had some things to do, I had some people to go talk to, and it took me a while to get back to where I was in life. So, I had a little bit of turmoil here and there. That's normal. We all deal with that. We're all human beings, and we like to, put one sock on at a time. Not both socks on at the same time. That's ridiculous. Why would you try to fit both socks on at the same time? You've only got two hands. What are you supposed to do? Pull them up at the same time? That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? You look like a fool. People would make fun of you when you fall on your face and slap yourself into a homemade strawberry rhubarb pie, and then it get all over, and then the clowns be laughing at you because they're like, hey, that's what we're supposed to be doing, throwing those pies on your face. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You look like a fool, and you got pied in the face, and you didn't even get that done to you by a clown, like one of us clowns going honk honk with the big red noses. So what the hell's up even with that in the first place? So anyways, I was talking about clowns. They're real fun. They like to go to parties, go out, drink, and have a nice social time. And they like to go to the beach and get tan and lay out on the beach in the beach towels. And I'm going to say beach a bunch of times because I like the word beach. Beach is a fun word. And you can actually use the word beach as like a replacement for the word bitch. And you know how I know that is because you can buy like mugs and stuff that say life's a beach, and then it's got a picture of a beach on it, and then you're like, wow, that's amazing. How did you think of something so funny? It's like a swear, but it's not a swear. How could you even do something like that? That's so preposterous. I don't even know. But they do it, and they sell it, and they sell all sorts of merchandise like that, like cats hanging on tree branches that say things like, I hate Mondays, or feed me more lasagna, you knucklehead. Stuff like that. Or I like to kick the family dog off of the table because I'm very rude. I'm a very rude cat, and I've got a very rude agenda. And my name is Heathcliff. And here's a fun fact for you. There's a Heathcliff video game on the Nintendo Wii, and it is a kart racer, and it is my new favorite game because I like driving and I like cats. So why wouldn't I like a combination of those two things at the same time? Now, if you've ever read a Heathcliff comic, you know what they're all about. It's very go-getting stuff, something you would never hope to see in a regular daily Sunday strip comic because there's just not enough time to cover all the political aspects that Heathcliff likes to cover. Like, he goes on about the president, and he goes on about mice and how his breath smells and how he likes to wear his ham hat and stuff like that, and you're like, what the heck is he talking about? I guess you're just too dumb to understand it because you're not taking the time to prep yourself up and make sure you know what's going on in the world. You like to live in a blissful ignorance, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being ignorant. It's just that if you're ignorant, people are going to think less of you. They're going to think you a big dummy because you don't even know how to write your name in cursive. And if you can't write your name in cursive, then who are you supposed to write your checks to? You can't write in print on a check, and you can't have a fancy restaurant that doesn't have a store logo that is not written in cursive. You just can't do that, You might think it sounds ridiculous. You might think, you'd to yourself, hey, SparkleDart, that doesn't sound true. It sounds like that might be something that you're making up because you like to, pull my leg or whatever it is you like to do. And I'd be saying to you, no, that is the case. I like to have fun here on the show, but I also like to give you tips and advice because I'm just such a smart, young, well-to-do man who likes to, do 5 to 10 push-ups every hour on the hour because I'm just, I like to maintain my physical appearance, my physique, if you were to say so. We're racing now. See, we're racing. Mario gets it. He knows how to race a turtle. I can race a turtle, of course. In real life, if you were to race a turtle, you'd probably beat him because, as you know, turtles are not very fast. Except for snapping turtles, when they're pissed off at you, they'll come lunging at you. Let me tell you, they will come lunging right after you, and they will not hold back. If they clamp down on your hand or something, or your knuckle, or your patella, you're done for, son. You're done. You're dead. Well, no, he's not gonna kill you. He's probably just gonna snap on you until he makes you bleed, or maybe fractures one of your bones or something like that. Not that it's such a big deal, but you'd be better off if he didn't do that in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So what you gotta do is you gotta be careful around all sorts of wild animals, even ones that you might think are safe and cuddly and not so dangerous, like raccoons and opossums. Because let me tell you, they are a lot more ferocious than they let on. With their pointy little teeth and their little hands and they go down to the mall and buy things out of those weird head shops that sell things like pipes and cans of Coca-Cola that have puns on them, like Smoke-A-Cola, where you can screw off the top and keep your weed in there. Stuff like that. Wait, no, I was talking about possums. No, they don't do that, and I don't do that either. Gosh, no, I don't do that. You know, I'm a nice guy. I would never do drugs. Drugs are for losers. Goodness gracious. So anyways, I was thinking about Gmail the other day. You know what I like about Gmail? I like that you can link it up to all of your other Google accounts. You know, this Google company, they know exactly what they're doing. They're very good at keeping everything together, everything in one place. You can have like an entire computer Word office in your online Google, Drive, your Google Drive. And I know all about that because I've used it before. One time I tried to write a resume in Windows Notepad, and it just didn't work out for me because it was such a preposterous way to write a resume. You know, you have to have like borders and stuff, and you have to have proper formatting, bullets, and indented text and the like. And to be quite honest, you just can't have that kind of stuff when you're making something in a Microsoft README file, text.txt file. It just doesn't work. And you know what I wound up doing is I went on this website called GoResume.com, and it lets you generate your own resumes, and you can make green ones and black ones and ones that have like stars and stripes on them, and you can even make ones that are for people who live in different countries if you wanted to, like put pictures of baguettes or spaghetti on them, and then it's like, yeah, this is now a resume for people from India. Good stuff, let me tell you what. So if you're from India and you want to write a resume, just go ahead and put some stars and stripes and spaghetti on there, and you'll get it. You'll get the job. Let me tell you, if you want to work in IT, which I know you do if you're Indian, because that's what all Indian people like to do is work in IT, and they take away jobs from us happy little babies who live over here and work on slave all day trying to make ends meet, and they're like, well, we'll do it for cheaper. And you know what? There are unions for this kind of thing, but I guess not if you don't live in the country. So anyways, yeah, Gmail, it's a good thing. I welcome it wholeheartedly into my house and my restroom, but not into my bedroom, because that is a private area for me and the people who live in my house. Well, not all of them, just some of them. Like, I got a cat, he likes to go sleep in my room, and he's like, meow, but I'm like, don't get in here because I got like a slight cat allergy, so please leave. And if you don't leave, I'm going to put you outside, and then I'll bang on the door and scream, Wilma, and then she'll come and let me back inside, and then I will have to sick the dinosaur on you, because that's how the cartoon went. Remember the cartoon with the talking dinosaurs? I think it was called The Land Before Time or something like that. I mean, there's no way to know if dinosaurs could talk or not, because we didn't live at the same time as they did. They lived in a very different era where it might have been okay for animals to talk and tell jokes and stuff and make puns about like bones or teeth or whatever it is that dinosaurs would make puns about, I guess. So if you got a good dinosaur pun, be sure to send it to me, because I like to read dinosaur puns. That is my favorite thing. That's why I started this channel in the first place, is so I could talk more about dinosaurs and their puns. If that makes sense to you. If it does not make sense to you, then you can just kindly shut your mouth for just a minute and let me talk to the boys who know how to get things done. So give me your best dinosaur puns, like, why didn't they cast Jesse Eisenberg in Juno instead of the other guy? And the answer to that pun would be because they wanted to try Sarah. Get it? It's like, no, that joke doesn't work. It falls flat on its face. And I apologize. Although, for a joke that I made up off of the top of my head, I think that's probably not that bad of a joke, if I do say so myself. It's a dinosaur pun, but the dinosaur only works in the pun. It doesn't make sense for the rest of the joke, and that's kind of what I was looking for in the first place, is something that works all together in a huge, nice wrapped up package with like a bow and a little happy hand signature. Going back to that, cursive writing, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar, go back like 4 minutes or so. Was talking about writing in cursive. It's not that long ago. It should still be in your memory banks, and you should reflect on what I've talked about today, because I've covered a lot of ground. I'm a very smart man, and I like to inform the boys. I just like to inform the boys on the way to do things, because there's always 100 ways to do one thing, especially this if you're a computer programmer or something like that, because you can solve the same problem in like 5 different ways if you're a computer programmer. But there's like always one best way to do it. Like, for example, if you wanted to write out a string in Java, you would just say system.println string, and then it would return to you the string that you typed in. But if you wanted to, you could do system.print out character and then type in your character, and then the system would print out just that one character, and you could do that like several times to do the entire word, which is a very inconvenient way to do the thing. But that wasn't my point. My point was that more specifically it would work. It would give you the same output as the first thing that I said. Oh, I didn't think that would work, but it did. It totally worked. Okay, so yeah, basically that's what I'm going on about, is you want to do things not just any way, but the most accurate way. Now, like I was going back on computer programming, if you're a computer programmer, props to you. It's not easy. Not everybody gets it, especially when you're dealing with object-oriented programming. If you like Python or PHP or typing in macros for Microsoft Word or something like that, then there's, that's fine. That's cool, and that can be useful as well. That can be useful, not as useful maybe, but it can still be useful. So I'm not going to knock you down for doing such a thing like that. But my point is that object-oriented programming is certainly not something that everybody can do. And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn here or nothing, but I did go to school for computer programming for like 1 semester, and I think I know a lot about it now because I'm so smart. It's just the thing that I know the most about. So, anyways, I'm going to stop being such an idiot for now, and I'm going to just write out these last couple of minutes here, and I'm going to tell you an anecdote, alright? So, anyways, common courtesy, I think, is something that needs to make a comeback. I was driving my car just a little bit ago, a couple of hours ago as of today, and you'll never guess what happened. Some guy, he was driving alongside my car, and then there was this merge coming up. And he had to merge into my lane, but he wasn't going to do that. He wanted me to let him go in front of me, but I didn't want to let him. I wanted to make him go behind me to punish him for his sins and make him repent for doing such a heinous thing to another human being like myself. So what I wound up doing was I sped up as he was speeding up, and then he had to drive onto the shoulder, and then he had to get behind me after he was already on the shoulder, and there were other people behind me at the time, so he had to not only did he have to get onto the shoulder, he also had to stop, and he had to wait for other people to go because he couldn't go further anymore because there were already enough people behind me that he had to wait. And that's exactly what my story is. I hope you like it because I spent a lot of time telling it. And anyways, so I think now is as good of a time as any to stop for now and then reflect on what we've talked about today. Be a nice guy, be a stand-up gentleman, and just play it sleazy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, goodbye, mwah.